Hello everyone, welcome to Cabin of Reza. This is Reza and this is our daily sports show. We talk about all kinds of sports here and there are a lot to talk about actually today. Let's start with football. Um, what happened was that three games I want to talk about, others didn't matter much to me if I want to be honest. Um, it was one of the games is Italy against Norway. Italy, for going directly to the World Cup, they needed a 9-0 win against Norway to cover up for the goal difference as well. A win with 9 goals. People were joking about it a lot all day. Let me make this camera a little bit more. Yeah, better. But nonetheless, Italy lost 4-1. Um, it was easy to predict. They're not as good as they used to be. Let's say it that way. But Norway is the best they've ever been, and Holland is on the best form. He has scored 2 goals. If you remember, Kane also scored for England in his FIFA days. I think it was 2 goals too, if I'm not wrong. I should check it, but nonetheless. So the competition, and Mbappe scored in these FIFA days, so the competition is still alive. And Norway is going to World Cup, celebrating. Italy probably has a chance for playoff. I don't know how it will work, but we will see and we'll talk about it later. Portugal didn't have Cristiano Ronaldo, got a red card last game against Ireland. Ireland had a um, need to win. It was a must-win game for them. Yeah, I was searching for a must-win game. Must-game win for them against Portugal and later on against Hungary, that we will talk about it. For them to have a chance to just go to World Cup, like make the chance stay alive. And of course, they're going to play off as well. Nonetheless, Portugal lost that game 2-0. Ronaldo got a red card, and now against Armenia probably not the best team, um, but to win 9-1, oh, it's crazy. So of course, a lot of comments already arise that without Ronaldo, Portugal playing better. To be honest, if I want to be honest, it can be true. It can be true in some senses. I don't know, because there are more pressing, more coming back, but also it's more harmonic team. Though Ronaldo did give them a lot of points, a lot of games they won because of him. You never know because they never try it. And anytime Ronaldo is available against big team, he plays. So you never know. So yeah, it's a bit. But both finals they won. Ronaldo was out injured. So I don't know. The controversy stays alive in that. Bruno had a hat trick. Two of them, I think, was penalties and 2 assists. And Neves did a hat trick. He plays for PSG. Ramos scored, also playing for PSG. They have a very good team, you see. For good teams, it's a really interesting team. Conceição also scored. He plays for Juventus. Um, what I can say is that are they one of the best teams in the World Cup? I don't think so. I think they're pretty good. Let's go to the most dramatic team, the dramatic match, Ireland against Hungary. It was again a must win for them, but a draw would put Hungary in their place to go to the playoff of World Cup, to have a hope to go to the World Cup. And Ireland won 3-2. So at the 30 something minutes, Ireland was 2-1 up, and Hungary was 2-1 up, and Ireland scored 2 goals to have an amazing comeback. The last goal they scored, till it was 2-2 till 95 minutes, and still Hungary was going to be the second team and have a hope for playoffs. But Ireland scored in 96. If I pronounce his name right. Parrot. Is it Parrot? It's how he should be named. Irish names are quite tricky, but nonetheless, you know who I'm talking about. If you know, he did a hat trick. So amazing night for him. Maybe the best night he will ever have. Sabuslai also did an assist playing for Hungary. He was celebrating a lot. He was thinking that it's done. That's maybe one of the reasons you shouldn't celebrate too early. And yeah, so interesting game. The vibe was crazy. The fans, the game. If you, I recommend to watch the highlight. It was amazing game. Mateta also scored last night. He's the best goal scorer for Palace this season, and he's doing pretty good. I think he scored 2 goals in 2 matches for France, and yeah, that was interesting. In chess, Dubov is out, so when you try to make every game draw and then win in speed chess, well, the thing about the speed is just that a bit of luck can be involved as well. Um, and of course, he's out now. Like I think like when you're playing classical to make a draw to go to speeches, your mind like you lose your winning points as he did in one of the classic games. He was winning, but he didn't see it like because if you don't feel like you must win this game, how much effort would you really put in? So you're already a bit behind of your opponent. Just my mindset. But nonetheless, 8 players are up. 3 of them get candidate seats. I talked about it a lot already. Wei versus Arjun have the highest um, elo among all the 8 players, and they're playing against each other. Interesting. Let's go to tennis. There are a lot to cover. I have to be fast. In tennis, Sinner defeated Alcaraz and won back to back this final, and it was I didn't watch it, but it seemed like a close game. 2 sets he won, but both those sets were quite close, especially the first one, and it's just amazing. I just couldn't find a way to watch it, if I want to be honest. Otherwise I would. It's just very interesting. They are very competitive, kind of like the best games you can watch in tennis. So, and whenever they played, it's very close, very interesting, and it's kind of like Nadal and Federer of new era, though they were quite legendary. But these two are just pretty good as well, and both young and can carry on this feud and always fighting and rivalry for a decade from now. So interesting, really interesting, and yeah, another win for Sinner. In NBA, Celtic won Clippers. Harden is doing a lot for Clippers, but he's the only player it seems that is shining so much, and beside him, others can't catch up with him. Like Celtic won nonetheless. Spurs won. Nets against Wizards. One of them must have won, otherwise they would find the other way to lose. Uh, Rockets won against Magic. Warriors won against Pelicans, easy game. Mavericks won again Portland Trail Blazers. It's so hard to pronounce his name. Mavericks won in overtime, but nonetheless, interesting. It was a while. Jazz won Bulls, and Bulls, I think uh, it was overtime 150 147, very close game. I will talk about Bulls a bit later because I don't remember exactly what I wanted to say. Hawks also defeated Suns, and let's go to NFL. I watched 2 games. A lot of games were happening very crazy close together. So we know at the start, Patriot defeated Jets at the start of the first game a few days before, and tomorrow or today depends on where you are and when you're watching. Raiders are going against Cowboys. Cowboys are a favorite a bit. But the other games, Packers defeated Giants. I think at points they were behind. I don't remember exactly. Texans defeat Titans. Both of them don't have much in their division. They're from the same division, if I'm not wrong. Both of them don't have much wins anyway. Let me check. They're from the same. Uh, yeah, they're from the same division. Why did I doubt? Falcons defeated Panthers. Sorry, Panthers defeated Falcons. I'm pretty sure Falcons were ahead for a good portion of this game. It seems there was a comeback there. They went to overtime. Now I don't have anything. Yeah, my internet is pretty bad, like always. Yeah, they went to overtime. There was a good comeback from uh, Panthers, it seems. I was so sure Falcons gonna win this. Vikings got defeated by Bears. Bears, I think they're playing Steelers. So as a Steelers fan, oh no, they're pretty good. Steelers should go against Bears and then against Bulls and 2 games against Ravens. One against I think Lions or Jaguars. Not a very easy calendar ahead of Steelers. Let's say. Uh, uh, Jaguars defeated Chargers 35-6. Humiliation for them. Bills defeated Buccaneers 44-32. They were quite close, quite close. I just know Josh Allen had amazing game. I think he had 3 touchdowns, 2 or 3 touchdowns. Like not only passes, but he rushed also. So it was a great, crazy game for him. If you're a fan, go check him. I will check the highlights later. 49ers defeated Cardinals. Seahawks got defeated by Rams. A lot of people were looking at this game. Eagles defeated Lions. Ravens also won again against Browns. How many wins in a row for Ravens? 4. They're coming back to it. The injuries are over and they're coming back to it. So the games remained, and I want to talk about, of course, the most watched maybe game or focused on was Broncos against Chiefs in the same division, and Broncos won against Chiefs, and Chiefs kind of out of knockout, I think, playoffs. Like they're 4 wins behind Broncos, 2 behind Chargers, and 2 losses in a row. It's becoming harder and harder. And how insanely good they were in the last 5 years, how many Super Bowls they had, and now, of course, someday you will reach to an end in this. For the form, and then I go to the games, 2 games that I watched. Patriots has 8 wins in a row. Broncos had 8 wins in a row. 4 for Eagles, 3 for Bears, and 5 for Rams. They're on the best forms. For losses, Falcons 5 losses in a row. They started way better. 6 losses for Commanders, 5 for Giants, and 5 for Titans, 3 for Raiders. So not very great for them. Let's go to the games that I watched. Dolphins against Commanders. It was in Madrid, first time in Spain, in Bernabeu Stadium. Super great. They were talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, did a Sue celebration, Dolphins, and it was great atmosphere, very beautiful stadium, and they changed it pretty good to make it an NFL game stadium. The first half, I watched the whole game, and I watched the whole game of Steelers versus Bengals that I talk about later. Bengals, sorry, Bengals. So the first half it was 6-6. Both of teams had two kicks, and they couldn't get the defense. I think were stronger here for both teams. They were controlling the game better, and it was uh, kind of hard to pass. Then Commanders had a better game, 7-0 in the third quarter, 7-0 for Dolphins in the last quarter, and in the overtime, Dolphins won. The thing about the game was that it had a lot of twists. Like you, at any moment, you could think a team is better, and then the other one would. 1 minute later, the other one seemed better. So there were a lot of back and forth in that, and uh, but at the end, Dolphins were becoming better and better, and Commanders were getting a little bit tired. A lot of times, a couple of times, both teams brought the ball back from the red zone, like they defended very well. But at the fourth quarter, the Dolphins were a bit better, 7-0. They got the touchdown, they got the points, went to overtime. They were more motivated, I think, at that point, better mentally. And Mariota made a mistake with the pass. The only mistake he had in the game that I remember, like this big. And in overtime, because they flipped the coin, Commanders had the game, but the turnover, and then Dolphins got a kick and got the result and won the game. So it was a very twisting game, and it was very interesting to watch. Steelers against Bengals. I was saying it right for the 7-6 first quarter, 3-0 for Steelers second quarter, then 10-3, 14-3, and Steelers won 34-12. I watched the game. The thing was that you could feel that it was very windy in Steelers stadium. It was quite crazy. You could feel that Steelers are better, but they couldn't make a big difference like in the first half. But you could feel at any moment it can break, like the Bengals defense can break, and then they were doing pretty good in defense, and then it's done. And what happened was that Rodgers got injured with the left arm. He was out, which is crazy for your quarterback to be out. And at the end of the first half, and he stayed till the end, but he was quite injured and he went out. Didn't even come back to the sideline. Warren was out at the start of the. He's the best rusher, and he was for Steelers. He was out at the start of the second half. You for a second, Bengals got confident, and you would think it's gone. And I was thinking at the same time, because Rudolph came in, but he seemed a little bit stressed. Of course, quarterback coming in the middle of the game, very important game, division game, a must win because Ravens are going crazy. He seemed a bit stressed, and I was thinking that the defense of the Steelers can have a turnover, a touchdown, and change the game, and they did, and that was the difference. I think they did amazing. Gainwell had 2 touchdowns, amazing rushes, amazing receiving. He was pretty good. Washington crazy, pushing with his big body, just pushing his way to get yards, and he did pretty good. Pierre also had a recovery, and I think he had a touchdown too. Yeah, it was him. He did the touchdown, recovery and touchdown, and he did amazing there. And yeah, I think that maybe because they didn't predict Rodgers to go out, they didn't analyze, probably 99%, they didn't analyze Rudolph, and his style is quite different from Rodgers. He passes the ball faster. He gets closer distance passes, like receivers. He tries to find them, at least so he's a completely different style, and he did better because they weren't ready for him. Not I think Rodgers is still better than him, but he was doing better than Rodgers because they didn't know what to do with him. His style was different. So yeah, um, there were a lot of injuries and stuff, and a lot of fights and taking each other, pushing, fighting. And James also was out, got ejected for a fight, two fights in a row. And I think they were trying to make Steelers angry when the game was close, to just, and they had two injuries and two, three injuries, so they wanted to Bengals bring the game back like that. But as I said, the defense these days are doing even better than the attacks, and they kind of recovered the game pretty well. That's all. Hopefully, I see you tomorrow, and we talk about football and chess. And don't forget to to push the like button, write a comment, and subscribe. And hopefully, I see you tomorrow. Yeah, bye. Have a good day.